TEW 2016, the branding solution, and we are here on WWE Backlash. And we're going to start with some pre-show matches to keep everything looking fresh, with American Alpha picking up a win over the Shining Stars, which is big for them as we want to continue building. My main card doesn't have as many matches as normal, so I've got quite a few pre-show ones that are a bit longer than normal. We then move on to Jay Lethal defeating Pentagon Jr. It's all solid really, nothing fancy there. There's only one NXT guy being used, so otherwise we're fine. You know I like to put a Battle Royal in. I've just brought in a couple of people to use for this. Justin Gabriel won this. He needed the biggest push or momentum builder out of the rest. The Usos both did well too. Won't worry about any turns, there's nothing to worry about there. We also have a 4-on-4. We have 5 really big tag teams. Both of those two are in the Money in the Bank tag team one, and they're in the IC qualifiers, so the Sting has to take the fall. Simple as that really. We can see they're all doing well towards the 50s. And we end the pre-show with the only NXT guys, Bubba Ray and John Morrison picked up the win. It was Hill versus Hill, but it did the job. We start the main show with a bit like, maybe like a video package looking at the 4 big matches. Roman versus Orton, Daniel Bryan versus Kevin Owens, Finn and Seth versus Dean and Big E, and The Miz and Dolph Ziggler. Moves all 4 storylines along really well, and Orton improved in bits and bobs. I went for the Intercontinental first, again, and they got a 92. That is phenomenal. It was a 2 out of 3 falls. It finished 2-1, I believe. 2 falls to 1. The Miz actually came back and won this. And this is going to end their rivalry. The Miz now qualifies for Money in the Bank. Dolph Ziggler has nothing lined up for Money in the Bank after this match. He will not be allowed another Intercontinental title match either. And 92 for these two is brilliant. So I'm really happy with that. We go backstage and we see sort of Swagger, Roderick, Rocky Romero, Xavier Woods looking on, thinking that they could be the next person to challenge The Miz. I could have put heels and faces, but I just put a couple of the faces together, and that's a nice segment for that, looking at building the tournament. We will be closing the tournament on the next episode. No, we're finishing the next round, leaving it to the finals the week after. So The Miz can just kind of watch who he's going to face at Money in the Bank, as he cannot challenge them because he is in Money in the Bank now. In what was always going to be the worst match of the night, I thought I'd try a little nothing storyline, but Ty Dillinger finished it off by beating Carlito. Awful match, they don't click, not happy. Chris Jericho comes out to say that this is going to be his last pay-per-view for a long time. I don't actually know how long he's going on tour for. And he feels like he should have one more match before leaving, which brings out Kurt Angle. They talk about how they've both had classics through the years, and they're going to have one more match next. This came from nowhere. We tried doing a technically one. I tried something very different for these two, but Kurt Angle won. The crowd was wrong for a technical match, fair enough. Not to worry, it wasn't for any relevance other to make Kurt Angle look good. We then sort of have a video package of the Bucks and Certified G's looking at how the Bucks came from Shockwave to win the titles, and this is their last chance at a rematch. And we get an 82, brilliant again. The Bucks retain. I can't take them off the Bucks at the moment. They're both getting 82s for goodness sake. They're brilliant. Yeah, so what else can you really ask for? The Bucks are my main tag team. If they beat Certified G's for these, they will not be in the Money in the Bank tag match. Simple as that. They got a choice. They could have a rematch or the Money in the Bank. We tried just doing a high package of what's happened, why Baron's attacking Swagger. mainly because Barra's out of the Intercontinental match. Swagger is not. And Jack Swagger defeats Baron Corbin in a pretty solid match. Pretty impressed with that. Yeah, that will most likely end this rivalry again. This was just, again, trying to give Barra something relevant to do, and Swagger moving him forward. Jericho's backstage, and he's kind of looking a bit down. You see him just packing his bags and walking out the arena. Is this the last time we see Chris Jericho? And part of this is because I'm not sure if I have him for tomorrow on Raw. If I do have him for Raw, there will be one final angle. If I don't, this is his exit for now. It's only on tour. I kept him on an exclusive paper appearance deal. Next up, we have should be something coming up next. Pretty sure there's another match. There we go. Seth Rollins and Finn Balor have zero chemistry. Great. But zero chemistry. They've got 70. But the match gets a 90. Imagine if they had chemistry. This would have been one of the best. Finn Balor wins. So he now advances to the Money in the Bank. These two have let Triple H down again. Seth gets one over as such in the game. And Triple H is not happy. He calls Seth and says, Seth, you stop messing with me. With that Money in the Bank, you will be facing one of these men. And from behind, Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar, Big E attack Seth Rollins. It's going to be Seth Rollins, Kurt Angle. It feels like a nice enough match. Seth gets beat down by Triple H's authority. Simple enough. In another, they have good chemistry. That's good to know. And Jinder Mahal retained his TV title over Alex Riley. Again, it's not the biggest, the most important match, so I'm happy that we got this sort of rating. Cools the crowd a little bit. Triple H is seen backstage and he says, right, other people haven't got the job done. You're up first, Kurt, and if you can't get the job done, I'll have to cash in my honour with Brock. And remember, you guys, you will get your world title matches if you get the job done. So he's offering them world title matches if they can stop Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns if need be, or anybody who's not ready with him. Next up, this was a thrown together match. It's hyping people in the Intercontinental Tournament and Titus O'Neil. I just put Titus O'Neil in there so he could take the fall, really. Roderick Strong picked up the win yet again. As you can see, he's actually the best performer in this match too. 79, another great rating. And we have the video hyping up what's happening on Raw. So you got Gabriel Rocky, Rich Swann, 5th through 6th. Swagger, Lance, Rush, and Kofi versus Pentagon Jr. Yeah, not the best segment, but it does what we want to do. And in another brilliant match, at 93, Kevin Owens retains his World Heavyweight Championship when Dean Ambrose and Big E attacked Daniel Bryan during the match. Yep, this is part of keeping the title in the heel factions. And then we have the showdown. Triple H, Bray Wyatt go face to face. Last week, Bray Wyatt challenged Triple H to a match at SummerSlam for full control of Monday Night Raw. Triple H sort of laughed and says, you think I need to beat you for control? I have some of the gold, and it won't be long until I get the rest. Randy will get the job done tonight, and Kevin's still got his. The Miz, he does what he needs to do, but he's not any of my problem. The tag titles, those kids are great. What do you really have, Bray? You have one title right now, and I promise you, you will lose it next. And after that, I already have full control of Monday Night Raw. And Bray sort of laughs and goes, there's a few months to go, my friend, and Money in the Bank will change everything. So I really want to do a match between these two at SummerSlam. I'm saving Bray for big occasions, and that would be it. But we haven't announced it, or we're not got to the reason why Triple H will jump into that yet. And our main event, they had pretty good chemistry, which is nice. Another 93. Roman Reigns did defeat Randy Orton. Sensational wrestling and fantastic heat. What was the negatives? Randy Orton being inconsistent. Okay, 97 and 96. Quality all round. But we end the show with Brock Lesnar destroying Roman Reigns, shouting and screaming at him, saying, "I'll see you at Money in the Bank." So it's almost like he's done a deal where he gets another title match before he does any damage to Seth Rollins, any more damage to Seth Rollins. So we end the show. I think I should get an A here. Be disappointed if I didn't. 93. Another great pay-per-view. Could be one of the best, but I don't think it's quite as good as the last one. The last Shockwave one. You have to praise Roman Reigns, The Miz, and we'll go with Daniel Bryan. I know he lost, but still great. Great. Simple, pleased, and pleased. We'll head back to the main screen and see what this has done to the rest of the business. And we are now back to the main screen, so let's check the news. 01 are about to close. Sadly, it's another business that we didn't want to see go. Slammiversary, 67. Looking at the most popular people, because this is bound to have changed after last night, because of some big events that went down. Kevin Steen is number 1 worldwide. Wow, is that number 1 in America? He is the new face of America, Kevin Owens. Brock Lesnar's now on the A pluses as Roman's not quite there. Seth's right up there, but Orton plummeted a bit. But Miz and Finn Balor have both climbed again. Bray Wyatt sort of stumbling around. Daniel Bryan was the biggest loser, I think, ratings wise. And maybe him. That angle has gone up as well. I think Dolph did too. And Jericho. So it's good all round. No extra news to read there. We have to check one major thing, and that's the title prestige. On Raw. TV title, I think, went down. Never mind. A 92 for that one. 76 for the Intercontinental. 65 for the tag. And 82 for Owens. That's brilliant. Jericho does actually have one more day with us, which is great. We're going to come back with Monday Night Raw tomorrow, and hope you enjoyed Backlash. Sorry for the rush show, but everything got said and done, so I'm happy with that. So thank you for watching.